Let's talk about condominiums, how to properly evaluate them, and what you need to know in order to be able to guide your clients when they're looking to purchase a condominium. A lot of people get burned with condominiums and get hit with special assessments that can be many times incredibly significant, tens and tens of thousands of dollars, because they did not do their due diligence. There's a reason why the Florida Condominium Act provides for a right of rescission. And that right of rescission states that a number of documents must be provided, including the current financials, to the buyer. And then once the buyer receives all those documents, they have 3 days on a resale to cancel the deal. And so why is that? Because when you purchase an interest in a condominium, you don't actually own any land, you just own the air rights within the walls, but you are part of that association and you inherit a number of rights and obligations and liabilities. And the one area that very few people ever look at and question is the issue of, is there a potential special assessment coming down the pike? And there may not be one right now, but if you look at the numbers, you will be able to tell whether or not there might be a problem. A lot of condominiums are driven by boards that want to keep condo dues as low as possible. What does that mean? That means there are very, very, very few contributions to reserve funds. And so when you look at the condominium documents, you want to look at two things. Number one, what is the amount of reserves that is there right now? How much is being put into reserves each month? And what is the age of the major systems that will have to be replaced? Let's take a look at roofing, for example. You may have a condominium where the replacement of roofings, or if they have balconies and patios which are external, which belong to the association, that could cost hundreds of thousands of dollars to replace. And so if you have a scenario where, let's say the roof is 18 years old, you know it's going to be replaced within the next 2, 3, 4 years, and it's going to cost $500,000 to replace that roof, but there's only $100,000 in the reserves, you're going to have a problem because a special assessment will have to be implemented to raise the money to pay for that roof. And if you as a real estate professional do not look out for these things and point out to your client, the reserves are pretty low, and there's a good chance that within the next 3 to 5 years, you might get hit with a $5,000 or $10,000 special assessment, then guess what? That buyer is not going to be very happy with you if they purchase this property and then a short time later they get hit with a special assessment. I've seen so many situations where people got so excited to buy into this condominium, all they looked at is the contract. They received the condo docs and never ever looked at them. They don't understand what they mean. They just sign the receipt, and then 6 months after they close, there's a board meeting and they decide to have a special assessment, and everyone gets a bill for $7,500. And now this person that just bought the condominium 6 months ago has to come up with $7,500 within a few weeks to cover that assessment. You don't want to be in that situation. So as a real estate professional, you need to know what to look for with respect to the financials of a condominium. And again, there are major systems that will have to be replaced: balconies, patios, roofing, elevators if the building has an elevator. These are very, very, very expensive items. And you can contact that condominium management company and ask them, what is the expected life left on these major systems and what is the amount in reserve for those systems, so you can then evaluate yourself whether or not there is a big bill that will be coming your way. As a real estate professional, you have to be exceptional. And this is one of those areas where very, very few agents really have any understanding of what these numbers mean, what can happen down the road. And if you can talk to your buyer and educate them and let them know, this is a fantastic condominium because they have amazing reserves, they're on top of things. The reason that their monthly dues are $100 more than this other condominium down the road is because of XYZ. If you can communicate that to your buyers, then you are going to look like a winner. You're going to be the person that they want to work with. And if you don't, and they get hit with an assessment, guess what? It's going to be your fault because you didn't let them know. You didn't advise them. And of course, that means no repeat business, no referrals, and that could very well cost you literally tens of thousands of dollars in future commissions. Hope you found this helpful. My name is Thomas Hyman with Realty Partners. As always, please leave your comments. Feel free to reach out to me. Direct message me if you have any questions. I don't care which company you're with. My goal is to help you. And having that said, have a fantastic day until tomorrow.